Admiral's Log. As the neutralization of Soviet ports in the region progresses according to plan, I find myself filled with a sense of cautious optimism for the future. The months of careful planning and strategic maneuvering have borne fruit, and soon the threat posed by Russian presence in these waters will be but a distant memory. Our efforts have not gone unnoticed, and already we begin to see the fruits of our labor as the last vestiges of Soviet influence in the Asian theater begin to fade away. It is a testament to the dedication and skill of our sailors, whose unwavering commitment to duty has made this achievement possible. But as one chapter comes to a close, another begins, and it is with a sense of anticipation that I look towards the future. With a new class of modernized dreadnoughts under construction, the Chinese Navy stands poised on the brink of a new era, ready to face whatever challenges may lie ahead.
Hey guys, Stealth here, welcome to episode 15. They're a bit early, but the United States is looking at a war. I'm not exactly planning to go to war with them just yet, because my fleet's a little busy. But hey, if they're asking for trouble, so be it. If they, however, want my money, they're not getting $1.5 billion. They'll have to get it from my cold, dead hands. So, this means we're going to be pretty soon at war with the US. And of course, that's going to have repercussions in the rest of the world. But for now, well, I'm a little busy engaging both the Japanese and the Russians at the same time. North Sakhalin changed hands, yes, of course. Look, I've expanded a bit. I have taken Kamchatka, I've taken southern Siberia, I've taken the Russian Far East, we've taken North Sakhalin. And I think that we have dressed down the Russian Empire sufficiently so that, at least over here, I won't have to worry about any Russian warships anymore, because they simply don't have any ports. So, I can try and go into peace with Russia, but, well, really, I just want to see them crumble. As of right now, though, we're not there yet. So, let's keep up the pressure and let the army do army things. That means these warships are freed up. And that, unfortunately for Japan, is terrible, terrible news. Because the Japanese are now my next target. I'm going to split up the navies, or at least split up the battle groups a bit, making sure I cover the whole area. And because I have so much more naval power than Japan, I am instantly blockading them. I have 33 million points of power projection versus 0. Begs the question, where's the Japanese Navy? Well, they're probably getting defeated by the Brits, by the French, by the Russians, or by the Spanish. I'm not sure which one happens to go first. But, well, looking at their GDP, I probably have to speed things along if I want to still invade them before they eventually crumble. So let's go for North Honshu. Make sure I have the ships there. Because, well, from there you can still invade South Honshu as well as, I think, Kyushu. So let's go for just that. So we're going to go for the port of Missouri. Ideally, capture it intact, gents. That would save me a lot of money rebuilding it, because the port over here... Oh, it's actually been rebuilt. Magadan. It used to have 0 out of 0 tons. But I guess we're making some progress. I do have some ships in Northeast Asia, in the Philippine Sea, in East Asia. I might even have power projection north in the Carolina Islands. Or North Oceania, but I'm not really too worried about that. Because at the moment, I am much more interested in any potential US activity coming this way. What does the US have? They have 15 battleships, 6 battlecruisers, 35 heavies, 4 lights, and 17 DDs. They are average tech. I'm the only player they're at war with at the moment. So this means that, most likely, their entire navy is going to start showing up on my shores. That's going to be an interesting experience. Let's see how that goes. As it happens, the Japanese still have a ship. I'm surprised. This is the Jing'an, a Jilin class, 1921. So I have 9 9-inch guns and 1 destroyer. against the Ashigara, armed with 4 10-inch guns, and it has more hull defects than the average Tesla. So this is going to be a pretty quick fight. The only one at risk here is probably the destroyer, with all of those 5.5-inch guns barreling down on it. So I guess the cruiser is going to have to do most of the punching here. My cruiser worth 96 million, theirs 83. So yeah, both of these are older designs, but they both should be still able to fight. Target spotted. About 12 kilometers out at the moment, or 15 kilometers out, so I still have to close the distance a bit. Spotting on the Jing'an is definitely a lot better than on their ship, but those 10-inch guns have more draft. They can already open up. Hopefully, with these guns, my 9-inch Mark IIIs, I am more efficient though, especially seeing as I have more guns on the ship than this one. Because this is definitely an older design, and with the turret over there and the turret over there, it's going to be difficult for them to get both of these turrets to fire without exposing the whole citadel or the whole broadside of the ship. So in that sense, this design, yeah, it definitely is showing its age. The real question though is what's the right ammunition for the moment? I'm thinking my 9-inch guns with HE are probably going to be a bit more efficient than 9-inch guns with AP. At this range, I'm likely to get deck hits. So about 10 kilometers out, I can hit, or I can pen about 1/2 inch of deck armor. It's not enough. Torpedoes are not an option either. As for their chance to pen me, it's probably pretty good. Well, no, it's not that good. They can hit the superstructure and pen that. But the main deck, even at 3 inches, apparently, is something that they can't pen. Now, my destroyer has a torpedo range of 9.8, so that's better. I'm going to start sending this one out to the side and torpedoing at, let's say, a range of about 8. That's what I'm going for. And of course, I am looking at a save torpedo solution, i.e. making sure that these things are more likely to hit. I don't know how well this thing is capable of dealing with torpedoes, nor am I that eager to try. The real concern for the DD, as I mentioned, are those 5-inch guns, but seeing as my main tower on the Jing'an is getting hit by 5-inch guns, I think that's not that big of a deal for the DD. At least not yet. Yeah, we're getting to 6-kilometer range now. That's a bit too close for comfort. Launch it. Okay, and now you get to follow the heavy cruiser again. There. Alright, we got a 26% chance to hit. I am just not too sure if these hits are actually doing anything useful. Let's get the torpedo launchers to join the party. 8.5 kilometer range, and we should be there right about now. Yeah, 6, 7. Damp it. There we go, torpedoes away. So, again, something that looks a bit like a cross torp, with torps coming from there and torps coming from here. And seeing as the heavy cruiser is very interested in chasing down my heavy, that works for me. As long as they don't change course too much, I should be able to land at least a torp. Slowing the thing down, causing critical damage, maybe blowing up a turret or destroying some ammunition. And with that, making the ship far less dangerous to approach from closer ranges. Yeah, we're definitely going to cause at least some hits with these, and then potentially some hits with these. It's going to depend on which direction this thing takes. They know the torps are there, but can't turn quick enough. And that's 14.5k damage. That did cause them to dodge all of these. That's fine. So, Ashigara, what's your status? Pretty severe flooding. And with many bulkheads, that's not great. With cramped crew quarters, they're already losing their damage control capabilities. And as such, that flooding could spin out of control. So let's throw the Jing'an in a turn. Keeping myself out of their torpedo range. And potentially being able to launch another torpedo at them. Let's switch to armor piercing. Because some of those hull compartments are bruised like shit. And can probably get hit again. There we go, torpedoes away. These torpedoes I'm not that hopeful for. The reason is, I am very much expecting the heavy cruiser to slow down even more. And become an even more unpredictable target. So, hopefully, I'm able to land a couple of, there we go, main gun hits. And force the ship to go down with that. Because the Ashigara is losing speed constantly. She's now doing 10 knots. That is not what this torpedo solution was calculating when the torpedoes went into the water. The other launchers are almost reloaded. Wait, did I send more torps? Nah, the torpedo's not a threat. Alright. I'm really hoping that the US is going to put up a bit more of a fight than these Japanese ships. I've been seeing the Japanese not really build a whole lot of ships because they don't have a budget, they don't have an economy. The US, however, is a very, very, very different story. And it is entirely possible that the US is going to put up a heck of a fight with far more modern ships. And that is what I'm hoping for. I want the challenge of dealing with the US. I want to see how well their ships are designed, what sort of tech they're actually using, what sort of guns they put on the ship, and especially what sort of designs we're going to be looking at. Because this is the Dreadnought Improvement Project mod. That changes things. Ooh, that was a decent pen on their part on my ship. That's side mounts, right? But how many? Not many, considering... Yeah, I got 2 tubes. At this range, we should be able to make something happen. We pen right on their stern? I doubt it. Their buoyancy is dropping, though. 10%. And they're fighting it. Their damage control is at a 57%. That flooding could kill them. Turn to port. Deal with the Ashigara's bow, ideally. Yeah, that's the bow. She's gone. Okay, so that's one of their cruisers gone. I'm surprised it's a heavy cruiser, because I only thought they had light cruisers and DDs. But hey, it's another cruiser eliminated. As I was battling with this cruiser, my marines were very much busy invading one of their territories, northern Honshu, and my navy was doing its level best to assist them. Now, Germany has been also apparently busy, as the German Reich now controls the Netherlands. Not for the first time. Germany, was that really necessary? Did you really need to take out a neutral power? Oh, actually, yes, they did. Because the Netherlands was allied with Russia. And I think the Germans saw fit to rectify that little mistake very quickly. With seemingly not that large of an army force either. So, they now control this. But still, the Germans... Oh yeah, right, the Germans are also at war with the French. And the French are defending with a heck of a lot more men than the Germans are attacking with. So this offensive is going nowhere. It's bad news for the Germans. My offensive over here, slowly progressing, but at a cost. I'm losing quite a lot of forces. As for the invasion here, very likely to go through. We are still capable of pouring in more ships. I have one more heavy cruiser here. I believe I have some other battleships. Yeah, I have 12 heavy cruisers parked over there. Let's send those in. At this point, I'm not sure if adding more tonnage is strictly going to help. But at least it should be intimidating for the Japanese to deal with. A few months later, we're now in December 1926, and the Japanese somehow have cranked out a battleship. This is the Kaiten class Musashi, armed with 4 12.5-inch guns, and another 6 12.5-inch guns, most likely side-mounted. That's a bit of a problem. Especially because, while I have multiple battleships and battle cruisers in the area, the ships that happen to be engaging this battleship and their transports are 2 heavy cruisers. This is, however, including the new Mecha Medic class. So let's see just how well that new class is going to do against this new threat. So let's see this new battleship that these guys were able to conjure up. Yeah. Not half bad. Not half bad. It is triples and then duals. So I was wrong. Yes, they are side-mounted, but I thought we were looking at different arrays of guns. Oh well. This is going to be an interesting fight. What sort of range do those 12.5s have? Because they're going to outrange anything I get. 12.6. Well, in that case, I'm not so sure. You can definitely see the distinction between the older ships. And then there's the Mecha Medic. Definitely a newer class. Mark IV 9-inch guns. My AP definitely exceeds their range. And my torpedo launchers, capable of launching 24-inch torpedoes, can make a hell of a dent. I can launch these at 9.5 kilometers, so that's going to have to be definitely inside of their torpedo, or sorry, inside of their gun range. Now, they also have a DD. And ironically, perhaps the DD should be the primary target. For the simple reason that the destroyer is capable of detecting my torpedoes. And if I can have one of my torpedoes connect with that battleship, that might just be what I need. That 24-inch surprise, that can change the battle scale here. Now there's their DD. Really? Okay, we're going to split the division up. I'm just going to move off to the side. Your torpedo range is what? 8.5. You also got the 24-inch upgrade. Also with electrics. This could be interesting. There's the DD. Crap. Even with a minus 65%, they might still see those. They might still see those. What are you targeting? You're targeting the other heavy cruiser. Okay, so that's interesting. That means this ship might have an option here. 6 kilometers out. Launch it. Torpedo launcher coming into play. Rotating. I don't believe we'll be able to pen this. We definitely got a good chance to hit, though. 6 clicks out. If this thing suddenly changes target... Ooh, destroyed secondary. If this thing changes the target, we're going to have a different problem. Torpedo launcher turned. And away. Good. We can do that again. We got another launcher ready. Or at least we have another salvo. I'm not going to hold... Oh, no, I am going to hold with the torpedo launchers on this ship. So that potentially I'll be able to finish this ship off. I'm very much risking the Xi'an over here. But those 12.5 inchers, they're probably pretty solid. Even if they're older. They can definitely leave a mark. Mechamatic, switch to the different target here. Switch to the DD. That should be your target. With the 5 inchers Mark IV and the 9 inch Mark IV, I should be able to put this thing down pretty quick. Not sure if it's going to be soon enough. But a couple thousand points of hits on this ship should be sufficient to make it think again. Where are those torps going? What? Why are these 3 going in a different direction? Oh, that's pretty bad. And this thing is bow in. Okay, Jean, I got a difficult and unpleasant job for you here. You're gonna have to push into the battleship and torpedo at short range. Going to be unpleasant. But it needs to get done. Sink that destroyer. Destroy another secondary gun. I have a trained crew. What's my chance to pen with the Mechamatic against this thing? 10%. Yeah. Their armor's too good here. But except for their 4-belt armor, that's pretty bad. Many bulkheads, but cramped crew quarters. Burn away the crew. Keep the pressure up on the damage control parties. And make sure that you torpedo this thing. Because torpedoes will definitely change the battle here. This destroyer is going to be toast. These things are all packing. Isn't that lovely? They all got 3.6 inch guns. Well, it means that they're fair game. This destroyer is probably going to be dead. At least it's not really likely to be a combatant at the moment. Ooh, don't kill me. Are you firing HE? You're Why? That's a 12-inch Mark III. Their armor quality is 110%. Mine is better, I think, 130. Yeah, my 4-belt doesn't care for your HE. It'll never care about your HE, actually. Even with AP, they're going to be hard-pressed to pen this armor belt. Okay. They do, however, have torpedoes. Where? I think sidebands? Yeah, port starboard. Okay. You. Let's go torpedo a battleship. We have a couple of triple launchers. In the meanwhile, the other ship is murdering convoy ships. Come on. Dump the torps in the water. There we go. Hard over to port. Boom. Destroyed their torpedoes. And here comes the 24-inch blast. And... Jesus. 2 duds? What luck is that? Who's to... Okay. Okay. That's unwelcome. Do we have a stern launcher? Yes. Can we get 3 duds? Or use the other side launcher? Because now they're broadside. Come on. I cannot stay broadside for the life of me because I will die to those incoming torpedoes. Those. Launch. Torpedoes away. Come on. Splash this thing with 24-inch. That is more like it. God, if you slow it down, those animations look awful. That's what 24-inch impact looked like. How many did actually work this time around? 1, 2, and I think 1 dud. Yeah. So that was about 21,000 points of damage. Not bad. We got flooding in 4 compartments. And we still have side-mounted torpedo launchers, but whether those will actually... will actually launch? I don't know. Like, perhaps. They have lost damage control capabilities. They're definitely flooding, and they might actually get hit by their own destroyer. Jing'an is taking some serious damage from that battleship. Oh, but we're penning their armor now that their armor's been badly damaged. Yeah, maybe the Jing'an can take the ship down alone. Battleship's changing course, trying to avoid the friendly or not so friendly torpedo. In the meanwhile, the mecha medic. Oh, dude, you're still targeting the battleship? No, 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 no. No. Eliminate these transports, because with all that 3.5-inch gunfire, they will hit you. And they will hurt you, too. So, start putting those things out. You got Mark 5? Good lord. High-tech stuff. Musashi is down to 8% buoyancy. 7. 6. 5. Look at that price tag. Look at that price tag. My new battleship is coming in at 1.8 billion, I think. So 10 times the price. And what I'm getting for that is effectively fewer guns than this. Yeah. Yeah, you're gone, Musashi. Nicely done, Jing'an. Well done. Okay, now we're free to eliminate any survivors here. Anything's fair game and is now not packing a torpedo. We can just push right into them. I just hope that the Jing'an's going to be able to survive this. Slow down. Supposedly, if you turn off the guns, more people flow back into damage control. Maybe I can control the flooding. We'll stop. Yeah, the flooding's been controlled. But buoyancy is not going up again. Okay, whatever. Ship's fine. And the mecha medic over here is having a fun time eliminating everything in sight. Target here, target there. Yes, I still have 24-inch torpedoes, but I think that's a bit of overkill for a transport. Because you can hit him with HE for 120,000 points of damage. And another 112. And that, too, will sink the ship. Nothing like shooting up a convoy every now and then. Good old convoy butchery. Boom, boom, boom. The ship's definitely taken a lot of hits. We've been hit 150 times. Thankfully, the armor is taking these hits like a champ. It doesn't seem to care too much about all those 3.5-inch guns. Gone. Almost gone. Ikazuchi, gone. Yeah, sorry Japan, but I think you might be close to collapse again. It's not a good time to be in the Japanese Empire at the moment. Although soon they won't be in the Japanese Empire anymore. They'll be in the Chinese Empire. Now I'm going to leave you with a bit of a cliffhanger for the next episode. The US fleet is here. So are the Russians, for some particular reason. I don't really know where, but the US is here in force. 2 battleships, a battlecruiser, and 3 DDs. Okay, not that bad. 4 battleships, a battlecruiser, 19 heavy cruisers, 5 lights, and 15 DDs. Now we're getting somewhere. How and if I have to deal with these guys, you'll have to see in a future episode. Oh, and there's a bit more down there. So, join me for the next one. Be sure to hit the join button if you want to have your own name in the game. Click the join button below the video. And make sure to join at the NCO rank. That way you can also have a ship bearing your name. How long that ship will survive? Well, that depends entirely on what the US are going to do next. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you soon for the conclusion of this US encounter.